Hello and welcome. In honor of the release of Kingsman and the Golden Circle, welcome to another Kingsman Secret Service. We opened on the Middle East in 1997 with a daring raid enemy combatants at dire straits running for nothing. The shaping of great song, the direction, and the action show that this movie is really going to be crazy with a lot of fun. It turns out this was a training mission, and Harry Galahad Hart, played by Colin Firth, and Merlin, played by Mark Strong, a training man named Leon, played by John O'Davies. We cut to London where Harper's news his wife to someone named James. James was killed during the raid, and son Gary named Eggsy. I mean, 17 years passed. We cut to a mountain villa in Argentina where Professor Arnold, played Mark Hamill, was being held for interrogation. His captors have also been told not to hurt him. I know. Disney, he paid a lot of money. They for right Star Wars, the winning Lucas and to guide the new cast of the sequel trilogy. Lancelot tries to rescue Professor in a daring gunfight in a villa, but is killed by a hero named Gazelle, by Zoe Botella, who has swords and artificial legs. She even drinks a glass of whiskey that Lancelot had. Boss Valentine's by Samuel Jackson. He's simply delicious a villain, and it turns out this business inflections actually makes a stamina here when he was younger. Valentine kidnaps Professor Arnold and goes with Hart to meet, with Chester King Arthur, played Michael Caine. They meet with the other members decide to have a decanter branding on a Lancelot as they when Leon was killed in 1997. I like how holographs display their glasses. Reminds me of the movie They Live. Anyway, Caine decides to recruit a replacement for Lancelot. Merlin notices the opera professor, especially with the fact he's shown up giving lunch to the university again. After Hart leaves, we see Eggsy, played by Taron Egerton, which has a medal he was given when he was small. His mother is also dating someone who's really desirable, and suffice to say, Eggsy and stepfather don't really get along. Also, despite Eggsy showing good skill and craftiness, he instead lives life of a shove and steals a car of one of his dad's associates. As a drive through the streets of London with the police, Eggsy is arrested. It also turns out this is the first time this has happened, and he makes his way to revolting his stepfather, whose name is Dean, by the way. Not a cool one like from the Iron Giant either. Anyway, Eggsy uses his phone call to dial the number on the metal, and he's able to get a voicemail people that can bail him out of jail. Hart meets Eggsy outside the police station and turns out he knows his father as they talk about his enlistment over a couple pints. However, because of his upbringing, Eggsy is reluctant to accept Hart's offer. He changes his mind, however, when Hart is able to fight off Dean's goons and pull out even bigger sweats. Immediately follows West Side Flavor director Eyes admired. Much like his working kick-ass next in first class, he manages to have his sting style of action, combines slick production values with innovative cues, editing, camera work to recreate style of also on film. After the fight, Eggsy agrees to go through the training and become Kingsman exchange to keep quiet what happened. It also turns out that Valentine's a media mogul, like many of these days had background in internet stuff before transitioning to film. The broadcast also mentions that it's possible Iggy has been kidnapped. It's a common cliche to have the story given up by news broadcasts. One doesn't know whether subway doesn't feel the film's narrative. Dean is also an abusive alcoholic, in addition to Hart witnessing his abuse and having his criminal record on file. Eggsy goes to a recruitment office, has to cover a tailor shop. Turns out the Kingsmen have been operating since the 19th century, but after World War I, many of their agents were killed, and began letting people continue the legacy and use their wealth and resources they had to keep the world safe from those who would harm it. Anyway, after Eggsy is brought to the base operations, Merlin tells the group and other candidates the only one that will take up Lancelot's title and all responsibility entails. This is kind of like how Merlin asks for everyone to put their name in the next of kin and on their bag, since it says about stakes so they feel how it fit not only them but also everyone they care about. Even though the other candidates antagonize Eggsy, he does bow on Roxy Morton, played by Sophie Cookson. Anyway, after Valentine against Romeo's plan of world leaders, we first see the first training exercise, where the candidates have to escape their barracks before they all drown. Much like what happened in all series by Mark Miller and Dave Gibbons, the film is snazzy homage slash parody of spy genre, and would have been the film after genre after other franchises got increased the dark over the years. Meanwhile, Hart goes to see Professor Arnold and see about something he said about Gaia theory, but before he can tell him, Professor's head blows a puff of cloud smoke. Valentine then admits to having to kill the professor. Even non-superhero comic book films like a Game of Roll Association. Never thought I'd see a movie where Mace Windu killed Luke Skywalker, and I can definitely tell I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. Valentine decides to celebrate his plan, and Merlin decides to give the candidates a new challenge to raise a dog. Her has also been injured as a result of Arnold's assassination, which also contains some pathogen. I also find the scene of Eggsy carrying his dog and his satchel like a celebrity very amusing. Targeted recovery, Valentine's continues to manufacture RFID chips, whereas planning the candidates continue their test. While the ambassador in Scandinavia won't agree to Valentine's plans, Prime Minister of England does, because even kills the princess's guards when they try to rescue her. Her heart comes too, and then congratulates Eggsy for making it through the top 6 candidates. It turns out that Valentine's plan involves digital SIM limited for the universal SIM card in everyone's phones. So, the final training exercise will be a simulated skydive to press landing below enemy radar. However, to add to the challenge, one of them doesn't have a parachute. All the others miss the target, but Eggsy and Roxy pass the last hit and make it through the trials. Even so, it turns out Eggsy had an emergency chute as his way of testing his character. Valentine meets with Hart, who is posing as a benefactor. They also have dinner at Fine Wine McDonald's, and Valentine has a two-speaker meal with sweet and sour McNugget sauce. I think I'll have to try that sometime. Dinner scene where Valentine lines a classic James Bond villain is also metafictional, as the film essentially Jackson's way of wanting to be a Bond villain. This next theme was his condition of taking the part. As Hart follows the lead to South Glide Mission in Kentucky, Iggs put them on last test he was truly worthy, showing how to resist interrogation by the enemy or tie the railroad tracks, or since when England railway tracks. Harry's office also covered copies of The Sun, and most of them are fluff pieces meant to protect them, most dollars are swipe against their style tabloid writing. And as Eggsy is fitted for his suit, Valentine reads metrics for his SIM cards, as well as a control mechanism. Eggsy also given away weapons for his mission. I also really like his jacket with road signs on it. I'm building a collection of showing hoodies myself. Valentine then comes to the tailor and picks up Hart to meet with the Queen. However, the real final test suggests they're not what they seem, especially when Arthur and Moon ask Eggsy if Roxy shoot the dogs they trained. Look, I can watch a person get cut in half with dogs where I draw the line. I like dogs. I mean, my favorite Pokemon's a Lucario, for corn's sake. I mean, Roxy will pass the test. Eggsy can't believe so to do it. He returns home. Bonnie tries to confront Dade. Turns out the British taxi can control by removing Hart's iPad. Nifty. Something that can actually be theoretically done in our lifetime. Reveals the gun was only with blanks, and that his dog died natural cause after 11 years, and they having certain put a mention on the loo, making the test another secret to his character. I am a fair marksman, but I'm not sure I could do something like that. Yeah, I'm getting really good at Splatoon New Stars Battlefront though, practicing with the sequels. Valentine has to conduct the test of SIM cards at Church of Kentucky and puts face fundamentalists. So, not a stretch. This leads to one of the best scenes in the movie, where Valentine tests his tech in the church fight scene. The SIM cards and their front trip respond totally to total chaos, and the most likely over-top action scene of the decade so far. The effects even spread to those who don't even have Valentine's phones, into a mix of gunplay and ad-hoc weaponry, such as hammering guitars or free by Leonard Skinner. It's outrageous, it's ridiculous, and I love it. SIM cards do indeed bring out the basest instincts of the human mind, triggering the most aggressive parts of their psyche while also removing their inhibitions. Her Valentine's all saving enough to just shoot Hart while he has the upper hand. I like it. Simple, effective, and low cost too. Anyway, Merlin and Eggsy are distraught by this, and Arthur gives the order to summon the Kingsman. However, even if the authorities have the information they need, Eggsy realizes Arthur isn't leaving Valentine. Once he knows life, I don't know if we killed. The Gaia theory is in fact a plan for human extinction. When Arthur tries to kill Eggsy, it turns out Eggsy switched to glasses of brandy that are poisoned. Again, I never thought I'd see a movie where Nick Fury and the Nolan Alfred Pennyworth and lead together. So, Merlin, Eggsy, and Roxy to infiltrate Valentine's party and stop it before it goes live. It was like the gadget at points that came from Vegan's Star Wars program in the 80s. Basically, he wanted to build a giant laser gun and shoot nukes out of the sky. Typically, the movie makes more sense in that. What do you think, BB-8? Glad you agree. While Roxy used the experimental flight pack to stop Valentine's satellites, Eggsy infiltrates a party under Chiskine's alias as Merlin tries to crack Valentine's signal. As Eggsy infiltrates the party, I definitely find it amusing how well he's able to capture Trish's mannerisms. Assuming you don't spend all this time on the street, let me feel things like that. Roxy then reaches the height level of the balloons to take the shot, and she makes suggestions why the balloons burst. One of Eggsy's rivals tries to make a move on him, which results in Valentine's salary is counted in a fight against his men inside Lodo's compound. The action sequence in this compound is definitely based on how Vaughn's are perfect for the film. Combines with top action of Kick-Ass with a sad cinematography and precision effects of X-Men First Class. Helps the budget works to both extremes, with a modest price of $81 million. Definitely a drop in the bucket compared to Spectre or Mission Impossible Road Nation. When Zero stopped the signal, however, Valentine's managed to override and biometric link to his desk. Not only that he hijacks and sadly continues attack, forcing A to directly confront Valentine. Reynolds is able to hack all the implants of Valentine implanted, with everyone's heads exploding in fireworks set to a very range of pomp and circumstance. Still, Valentine still had foresight to have another backup and get a true final battle set to give it up at Casey and Sunshine Band. As the whole world goes mad, Iggs engages Gazelle and Valentine's all the people right, and they fight on Valentine's dance floor with disco balls, fireworks and bright lights everywhere. It's one of the best action sequences in this decade so far, and I absolutely love it. Gazelle is on poison with a dagger hidden in one of Iggs' shoes, and nod towards the Kleptone of Muscle of Love, and later Joker's my favorite film, The Dark Knight. Eggsy then uses one of the swords in Gazelle's artificial legs to mortally wound Valentine. With closing the possibility that Hart is still out there, and Eggsy paying back Dean and his men, even betting Princess Tilly as a reward. The film even has a dedication to Matthew Vaughn's mother, who taught the film what it truly means to be a Kingsman. With a host of savvy takes on the spy genre and spectacular action sequences, the film is honest. I'm genuinely surprised to pad my radar. Would have been right up my alley, and I'm glad that I have seen it. It's only a fun take of the spy film. It's honestly one of my favorite non-superhero comic book adaptations. Made over $129 million domestic, over $400 million with minus $81 million budget. He's the name for the sequel. I'm not sure how they're going to top the insanity of this film. I submit an American branch, and featuring a gunslinger, laser lassoing, whiskey drinking cowboy play by Channing Tatum's a good way to start. Above all, the film was action packed, over the top. I loved every minute of it. I found rating 4 out of 4. Even though I wasn't initially planning it, I'm glad I did this movie, so keep an eye out for a look at Kingsman, The Golden Circle.